The following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Hey, everybody, this is the Tax Lady, and this is tax season, and it's kind of like stimulus season, and people that haven't gotten their money are wondering where their money is, and we have helped out so many people because there's so many nuances in the law that they changed all last year, starting at the CARES Act until the latest stimulus law that came into effect a couple days before tax season. And we want to help you. So if you have your questions, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone, and you can text us at 716-803-0930. I have Tiffany Fabian here.
Hey there, Esther.
Hello.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. And
Go Bills.
And Chris Fabian.
Hello, Esther.
Hello, Christopher. Okay, so I guess what I'm really surprised at is how many people are coming in who never got any stimulus anywhere, and so we're actually getting them the money that they didn't get.
Right. So you're doing Schedule 8, and you're doing the stimulus, which is really good. I was with a client yesterday, and the wife got it, but the husband didn't get it, so we put it on the tax return, and they should hopefully get that in a few weeks, which is really nice.
By the way, the IRS is not officially open for business till February the 12th. One of the things we're saying is let's get you in. We're all set and ready to go. And we got them all stacked so that, boom, as soon as the IRS, if they start sneaking them in on the 10th, our clients will be first in line.
Yeah.
You know. And by the way, if you have earned income credit or child tax credit, those refunds aren't going to be issued till March because there's extra scrutiny with that. Right?
They started that about 5, 6, 7 years ago. They did the extra scrutiny because it's such a area that's tainted with fraud.
Right. That's true. All right. We're going to go to the phones here. We got all kinds of people calling in. We got Gary. Hi, Gary.
Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure. What can I help you with?
I'm legally separated as of last year, and my question was I had a bad income year, and I was on disability. I probably made about $18,000. There's nothing in the separation agreement. Would I be more beneficial doing married filing separately versus jointly?
Well, I will tell you, because your income went down, you may be well. First of all, if you have a legal separation, it's honest to God a legal separation.
Yes.
Then you're considered single for tax purposes, so you don't have to file jointly.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was just looking online, and it just said you're considered married.
Not if you have a legal separation. If you have a legal separation where it says you're legally separated, and not just in process of getting a divorce, a legal separation, then for tax purposes you're considered single.
Oh.
So you might want to double check with your attorney.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to check with my future ex, too, because I don't think she knows that, because she really lucked out, because she wouldn't have gotten stimulus checks if it wasn't for...
Well, but that's not true, because what happens is when you're doing your tax return this year, one of the questions in the recovery rebate, it asks how much did you get, and if you didn't get what you were supposed to get, you get what you didn't get now when you file your return.
Now,
so for those people that haven't gotten it, or the ex took it, or whatever happened, when you do the recovery rebate, what you didn't get, you can get.
And it might be more beneficial for you guys to file joint.
Right. I mean, what I'm saying is if you got a legal separation, you're considered single, but you still can file a joint return. So the only way for you and your spouse to know the best way to file is to look at it both ways.
Well, I'm just saying that if we did filed separately, and this happened 2 years ago, her income would have took her is well over the $75,000. But with mine, I mean, I always made only about 20. So we were under the 150.
Oh, you're
Right.
about that.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's lots of nuances. You just might do better off if you are legally separated to be considered single for tax purposes. The only way you're going to know is to do it both ways.
Okay, well, I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, Gary.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Okay, I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on the cell phone. We have all of our offices open. Tonight we close at 5. We have our McKinley Mall office open on Sunday.
Right.
Mall hours.
We do. It's a great new big location there right by the food court, and there to serve you on Sundays.
Okay, so we got a text here.
It says, do you need to claim bank interest of around $300 on your taxes?
Well, Chris, do you have to?
Yes, you do. It's any and all income. Banks, what the confusion is, banks don't normally send them out if they're under $10, but you still should report your interest.
That's right. You're supposed to report all. They don't send you the 1099, but you have to report all income that's taxable on your return. By the way, stimulus is not taxable. People have been texting me all the time, do I have to claim my stimulus? That's not taxable. However, unemployment is taxable. Now, where do you get your unemployment form from?
New York State Department of Labor. You go to the website and you download the 1099 that you need to put on your tax return. If you have trouble with that, we could do it at one of our offices. You could also call New York State. Have fun with that, and they'll mail it to you.
They're not ready yet, are they, Chris?
No, they say right on their website they're not going to be ready till like February 1st.
So that'll screw up all kinds of people filing their returns. All right, let's go back to the phones. We're going to talk to Mike in Hamburg. Hi, Mike.
Good afternoon, Esther. Got a question about stimulus.
Yeah.
Stimulus.
I'm so stimulated. We have been stimulating, and there's going to be another stimulus. So what can I help you with?
Well, this is something going on probably in more than one college. But my son's in college.
Okay.
And he works.
Mm-hmm.
And claiming him as a dependent every year. He, like last year, made $5,000-6,000, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he and his buddies are all saying that their parents are not going to claim
That's
this.
probably correct, because this is what I wanted to talk about today. Who should claim the kids? If your son was self-supporting and he has some income, then when he files his return this year, he's going to get stimulus 1 for $1,200, stimulus 2 for $600. I don't know, at $5,000 they could say that he's self-supporting, but if the kid is self-supporting, they would get $1,000 education credit, and that third stimulus, they're talking about $1,400, he would get that too. So what the parents lose is if you're paying for his education and he's in the first 4 years of higher education, then the parents would lose the $2,500 federal AOTC and the $400 New York State, which is $2,900. But when you start adding up all these stimulus things, the kid actually will make out in many situations.
Now, did your son make money? Did he work
said
for the year?
5,000.
Oh, you made $5,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made about $5,000. Wife and I make too much, so we actually...
Oh, but then you definitely let the kid file his own return. We would have never told you that last year, but this year with all the stimuli, you'd want to do it.
But how can he say he's self-sufficient at $5,000?
Well,
Home.
it doesn't mean that he is self-sufficient. It means that you're not claiming him as a dependent. That's all.
He doesn't get the refundable portion of the college
Right.
credit.
But he will get the $1,200, the $600, and he will get the new stimulus if it comes out.
Okay, question on the wording on his tax return. The box says, can you be claimed as a dependent? It doesn't say being claimed.
Are you on the 1040 or are you on the 8863?
I'm talking about the regular 1040 tax return, I guess. It says right on there under dependents and standard deduction and all that, there's a box to check. Can you be claimed as a dependent, or could you be claimed as a dependent? So
he's not going to get the refundable education credit. He's not going to get that. But he still will get the stimulus 1, 2, and possibly 3. But he won't get the $1,000 refundable education credit. That's what that's referring to.
But he can be claimed. Even though I'm not claiming him, he could, because I support him. He lives at home, pay half of his college.
Well, you know what, Mike? You don't have to claim him. So you can check that he could be claimed, but he isn't being claimed, and he's entitled to that stimulus. So I'm going to take a short break. You can call us later at the office if you want to talk about it further. But if it were my kid, I'd let him get the stimulus. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back on the other side with your calls.
Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now.
Hey, I'm Esther. I'm Esther Coolius, the tax lady, and we're just Bills fans, aren't we? Here,
That's right.
100%. We want the Bills to win. You know,
I think Frank said as we were going into the studio, he said, I just wish it would fast forward till the game time tomorrow.
Oh, well,
He's just looking
I'm
forward
scared to that.
What, Frank?
I need tomorrow to happen like right now.
Oh, it's just like
I
Christmas.
can't wait.
Just
It's like Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Okay, I'm
God.
Esther Goliath, the tax lady. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. Text us at 716-8030930. Now, Chris, let's talk about that guy because this is what I want to talk about. The kid that can't be self-supporting, okay, that the parents could claim on the tax return. Because the parents could claim him, he would not get the refundable portion of the education credit. That's what it's there for.
Right. That's why I was asking what form he was reading, because on the 8863 page 1, it does ask that particular. And if you can be and you're not, that's a yes, which means you don't get the $1,000.
Right. But that doesn't preclude the parent from not claiming the kid. There's plenty of parents who are upper income and they aren't going to. Well, the kid. In other words, the parent doesn't have to claim the kid, right? There's all kinds of people that don't get claimed. So but it's especially important that you think about it with your kids now, because if you have a child that didn't have any income at all, and they aren't filing a tax return, well, then they're not going to get the stimulus. But if they did, and especially if they have unemployment, because the unemployment would be considered unearned income, and on top of everything, they'd have to pay kiddie tax.
Right.
So this year, with the $1,200, the $600, and the potentially $1,400, it's really something. I think that the parents should have their taxes done with the kids, so you can lay it all out, and because you can't tell till you look at all the numbers.
That's right. Do the different scenarios.
All right, let's go back to the phones. We're going to talk to Loretta. Hi, Loretta.
Hi, Esther.
What can we do for you?
Esther, I didn't get my stimulus check yet. We moved in September, and I never received a stimulus check. What can I do about it?
All right, there's a recovery exclusion that's on your tax return. And so they basically ask on the recovery exclusion, did you get your stimulus? If you didn't, and you were supposed to get $1,200 or $600, you mark it down, and they're going to give you that refund on your tax return.
All right, I can't call them.
No, you can't call them.
Nope. Tried it.
No.
Numerous times.
Just do the tax return. It's easy. We do these ones where people are just filing to get their stimulus for $25. So, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.
I think we got Linda's next.
Linda from Lockport.
Right.
Linda from Lockport. Hi.
Hi, dear. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I love your show.
Thank you.
Do it all the time. My question is, if I can throw two questions in.
Sure.
Short and sweet. My brother's wife just passed away on the 3rd of January.
Mm-hmm.
I called about the stimulus check for regarding if he should cash it or not. The check, he didn't have direct deposit. The check was dated on the 6th. I called our accountant. We both used the same person. And she said, go ahead and cash it as long as he was executor of the will. And when he went to go cash it,
they wouldn't cash it.
The flag must have come up,
mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't let him cash it.
Mm-hmm.
And my point is,
Chris is over here shaking his head. Why are you shaking your head, Chris?
Well, when did the person pass away?
She passed away on the 3rd. The check was cut on the 6th. But
okay, go on, Chris. What were you going to
say?
Yeah,
so then he's not entitled to that $600.
Okay.
Because
she was
deceased prior to the stimulus.
Cutting.
So without the bank cashing it, he's probably going to have to send in the whole check back and get the $600, We have an address at the office. If you want to call 632-7886, ask for Tim. Tim has everything at his desk for the directions on what to do.
Okay, all right. That's what I kind of figured. But my only concern was because my accountant said that the IRS makes them put it in for the year 2020 when it was actually.
It's based upon if you're still alive, and unfortunately, because they had predeceased the issue, they're going to ask for it back.
Okay, all right, not a problem.
All right.
And wait, you had a second
sorry
question.
to hear about your.
Was that your? Do you have a second?
Your
question?
second question is what?
Yeah, second is I've been unemployed for a couple years now, and when I called Social Security, they told me, and I can't find this anywhere on the website, and I hate to take somebody's word verbally for it, but she said that they no longer do the last 20 years when they figure out what it is that you get for Social Security, and they go by the best 30. Is that true?
I don't think that's correct at all. But what I'd suggest you do is call Mike Hayflick from the Financial Guys, because he's a Social Security claiming strategist, and I don't think he charges anything for that.
Yeah, call 633-1515. Again, 633-1515, and ask to speak to
Mike Hayflick.
Mike Hayflick. He's really good at Social Security.
Okay?
Awesome.
All right, thanks, Linda. Thanks for calling.
Good questions.
Okay, let's see. I'm Esther Gilius, the tax lady from EG Tax. We have all of our offices open 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday. Our McKinley Mall office is open on Sunday. And we're going to go back to the phones and talk to Kevin. Hi, Kevin. How can we help you?
Hey, yeah, trying to get someone on the phone for my managing corporations of my 401k and IRA. It's in teeth without the anesthetic. So
I know.
Ask. For my 401k and my IRA, because I want to get my tax stuff together, and let the best here, EG Tax, organize this for me. It's what is the tax document I need for my 401k?
1099-R.
99R.
1099-R, and for your IRA, 1099-R.
Oh, okay, just 99R. Okay.
But everybody has till the 31st to get them postmarked.
A different box box 7 will be checked if it's an IRA, whereas if it was a pension, it will not be checked in box 7 on the 1099-R.
All right, Kev?
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for waiting so patiently. Appreciate it. And then we got to go to our buddy Larry. Hey, Larry, how you doing, sir?
Doing good, Esther. Esther, I'll be brief. Esther, I'm trying to get into the weeds of understanding tax harvesting. I understand the basic concepts, but when you when you typically file for, when you claim your capital gains or losses, I assume you file a 1040 Schedule D.
That's right.
And you also file typically like Form 8960 and Form 8949.
Right.
Okay. And my other question too is, on the.
But I will tell you, Larry, under the new administration, they're looking at completely radically changing the capital gains so that your stock sales would be taxed as ordinary income, and the stepped-up basis they want to get rid of. So you want to pay close attention to that with your Congress people to make sure that you say, we like it with the capital gains maximum at 20%, because it could really hurt a lot of people.
Well, Esther, let me ask you. I mean, I hear you, but isn't it just applying that to people who earn over $400,000 per year, the high income earners?
That's what I hear, but I think the stepped up basis is going to be eliminated, and that would hurt a lot of people. So
Larry,
want to watch it. You just want to watch it.
So Larry, like if you inherited stock from mom, and mom had it for a while, you don't get the stepped up basis anymore.
Okay, I hear that, but here's my question: on the stock harvesting, when you figure that out, do you end up getting a dollar for dollar deduction?
Right, because your losses are applied equally against your gains first.
Okay. Last question, Esther. My stockbroker has told me that he maintains a losing investment. I guess for tax purposes. I just wonder, for tax purposes, is it prudent to maintain a losing?
No, look at when you lose something, you really lose something. So, I mean, like if I lose $50,000 on something so that I don't pay $10,000 in taxes, that doesn't make any sense because you really lost $40,000. So, I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy that, Larry.
Esther, darling, good advice.
All right, talk to you later, Larry.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
You wouldn't buy that ship?
I wouldn't buy that
Ship.
that information. Yes.
Ship.
All right, let's go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Gail. Hi, Gail. Hello, Gail.
Thanks for taking my call. Last year's tax returns, I heard from the IRS, and they said that I owed them an additional $1,912. I check in June. Then they notified me that they did not receive it, so I sent them additional check for the same amount.
Oh, my. Okay, I got a break for news. Hang on. Don't leave. I want to talk to you, okay? I'm Esther Gillius, the tax lady from EG Tax. 8030930. We'll see you on the other side.
Shout it right now, baby. Come on, come on.
Hey, well, the Bills are making you shout. I'll tell you. I'm so proud of them. Aren't you proud of them?
I got into work on Monday, and our IT manager, Bob, had no voice for until Thursday because he had screamed so much on Sunday.
Oh,
so
see, I just can't. I just can't watch those games. They make me crazy. They do. Anyway, I watch it with my hands over my face. Anyway, let's go back to Gail. All right, so Gail. All right, we'll go back to your.
She sent the money twice.
Your dilemma.
Right.
Okay, start again.
Okay, so essentially I paid the same bill twice.
Right.
So my question is...
Now, did they ever cash a check?
They cashed both checks, and I have copies of them.
Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to... Would you suggest that she does an amended return, or do you think that she should call them, Tiff? What would you do? What would you suggest? Getting through to them
I would try calling first.
Yeah, so call me, Gail.
Call Tiffany as soon as possible because she's starting to get really busy. Then she'll put you through on a three-way, and then she's got a special practitioner hotline she can call.
So call me on Monday, not Monday. Monday's a busy day for the IRS. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday at 632-7886 and ask to have me paged, and we'll do a conference call.
Okay, Gail?
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear.
I know, I was talking to Tim today. I said, I wonder if we could start suing the IRS for harassment because they're sending out these computer-generized letters that we're going to seize your property. And you get
the people have already paid, or
right.
And
I mean, because I just have one for 2013. I told her to call me on Monday, and we'll try to get it cleared up. It's just insane that they can't just have their IT people go in and turn off these letters.
Yeah,
because like Gail paid it twice.
So behind. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, let's go back to the phones. We're going to talk to Lita. Hi, Lita.
Hi.
What can we help you with?
I have a question. I have a grandkids in custody from July, and I'm not receiving anything from Stimler. Mother is taking everything. What is the rules?
Well, if you claim them this year, you'd get the stimulus too.
Well, okay, let's first talk about who gave you custody of the children.
The social service?
Social services that you said you had custody and you had them for the last 6 months. So prior to that, how were they living with you as well?
Yes.
So you had them for the whole year?
Yes.
All right. So are you a single lady, Lita?
No.
So you're married?
Mary and my son, he moved with me.
All right. So is that the dad?
Yes.
So this is what the law says. The dad has the right to claim the children first.
Okay.
Does he have income from wages?
Yes.
So how much do you think your son's wages are approximately?
Oh, I'm not sure. Can be 30? I'm guessing, but
All right. So he would then get.
And not right now from the.
So he's living in your home.
Yes.
Okay. So because you're all living together, that means that you have qualifying children. From you would qualify and he would qualify, but the dad or the mom would be the person that would steer who's going to claim the children. Since now, do you and your husband work?
Yes.
How much income do you guys make?
I can say in the 60s because he get unemployment all the time in the winter time. He work construction, and I'm working kind of part time now.
So what do you think you made last year in 2020?
I'm sorry.
How much do you think you guys made in 2020?
68, I can say.
All right, so it'd be better for Dad to claim the children because he'd get the earned income credit. If he gets the earned income credit, then he's also going to get the stimulus. So what I'd suggest you do is the two of you put your heads together and say, look at Junior, if you claim this, you're going to get an $8,000, $10,000 refund. You're living in our house. Why don't you help Grandma and Grandpa here with some money? And between the two of you, I think that you'll find that you should work it out amicably.
And Lita, was your son married to the mom?
No.
So that means if the mom had gotten the stimulus for the kids, now when your son claims the kids, he'll get the stimulus for the kids that the mom got the stimulus for. It's almost like double dipping this year.
Right. So he'll get the stimulus, he'll get the earned income credit. And but what I'd suggest you do is the two of you guys get your heads together.
But he'll get the stimulus for the kids. Yay.
Yes, the point, she have the Social Security numbers. And I know
He doesn't have the Social Security numbers for his children?
No.
Well, why he needs to call Social Security
Well,
to get them.
if she has custody, you can call Social Security.
Okay.
Right. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Lita.
What a good
Bye-bye.
question.
And by the way, if anybody's listening and they have that kind of, we help people. So EG Tax is there. And Lita, same thing with you. If you need any help, give us a jingle. Okay, we got another text here, right?
We do. I made 3 direct transfers of IRA funds from one company to another. Should I be expecting a 1099-R for each of these transactions?
Well, the thing is, you're only allowed one indirect transfer.
No, it's direct.
Oh, it's a direct transfer?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So it's good. They won't get any.
Yeah, no, you'll get a 1099-R and it will be coded a G for a direct rollover.
Right, but it's not going to cost you anything. You just put, it's like you put it on the line, but there's nothing that's taxable.
Right.
So you should be expecting 3 of them.
Yep. Okay. All right. And then let's see. Let's go to, who's my next person? Ed. Hi, Ed. How can we help you, sir?
Hi, Esther. Esther, I cashed in a larger number of EEE and I bonds last March and deposited them in my bank account. Now, from whom should I expect to get the Form 1099 INT?
From the bank.
Or from the U.S. Treasury?
The bank.
The bank, where you cashed them in is going to send you the 1099 form.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Ed. Thanks for calling. Okay, and we got
And don't forget, those are going to be tax-free on
New York
on
the New York State federal
taxable.
Federal income on New York State is tax-free in the form of interest, so make sure you back that off. All right, Mr. Joe, how can we help you?
Yes, years ago, my mom put some money aside for us to pre-plan our funerals. You know how that works.
Yep.
And she passed away this year at 92, and so we went in and prepaid our funerals, and we're all set. But there was money left over, and we cashed out, and we took that. I was wondering about the tax implications on something like that.
Well, the interest would have been taxable each year when your mom had those things, but the principal shouldn't have been taxed at all. Chris, you had something?
Yeah, I was going to say, what was cashed in to do your prepay? Was it her life insurance?
No, it was actually through a funeral home that was in a co-op or a cooperative.
So they might had given $10,000 to the funeral home, and every year the interest she would have paid taxes on. So it should just be a return of principal. So it shouldn't be taxed at all.
Right. She was paying the taxes on it. Well, actually, she doesn't.
But again, whenever money has already been taxed, when the heir receives it, if it's already been taxed, it's going to be tax-free.
Right. Okay, great. And one other question. We got a $4,600 life insurance policy from her We didn't even know she had it. The check just showed up. Now, do we have to pay tax on that or claim that? Or?
No, life insurance is not taxable, payable upon death.
Terrific. Okay, sounds good.
And sorry about your
All
mom.
right, so you didn't hit the $1 billion lottery, but you got some good advice right now, Joe. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 716-8030930. Okay, but I do want to go over this quickly, and I know we got calls coming in. So let's say who to claim the kids, all right? Well, you have to understand now, the kids can only get the stimulus if they're over the age of 17, if they're filing their own return, okay? If they're claimed by the parents, they're not going to get it. So let's say you have a 19-year-old that's a freshman in college, and you didn't get any stimulus for them because they were over the age of 17 or older. The cost of college is $5,000. If you claim them, you're going to get a $3,000 college credit and $500 for the dependency of the child, so you're going to save $3,500. If the child claims themselves, they're going to get the $1,200 stimulus plus $600 plus a potential another $1,400, so $3,200. But if they don't get the $1,400, because if they're still in Congress about that, they would come out. If they did get the $1,400, they'd have $3,200. You'd get $3,500. So it'd be better for the parent to claim themselves, claim the child. However, if the child had some substantial income, let's say $10,000, so that you could make the argument that they were self-sufficient, then the child would get the $1,200 plus the $600 plus $1,000 refundable AOTC or $2,800 plus the $1,400 stimulus that's coming down the pike. And so they would be ahead by $4,200, the parents $3,200, so it'd be better for the kid to claim themselves. That's what's so important that everybody looks at.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Yes,
definitely. You got to look at all the figures.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy.
Yep.
All right. We're going to take a quick phone call here, and we're going to go to, oh, my God, we got Wanda. Hi, Wanda. How can we help you?
Hi there. I know you can help me. It's a little bit off the track, but I've been retired for 12 years.
Okay.
Have not had any taxable income as far as wages go. And I received this crazy letter today, and it's from the Unemployment Insurance Monetary Benefit Determination. Esther, it has my Social Security number on there and my address, but everything is zeros. It's all the names at the bottom, the asking, did you work in wages and stuff like that. And were you paid at least $2,600 wages? But everything is zeros for the
And you don't know why they sent it to you.
I have no idea.
Well, you're just lucky. I don't know. It's interesting. I saw one the other day. And maybe it just was in the database. I think with so much going around nowadays with the extra unemployment and the pandemic unemployment and the stimulus, who knows? But you certainly would have nothing to do with you, so not to worry.
What did she receive?
Social Security.
From something from unemployment.
A benefit award letter from.
Yeah.
Yeah, with zeros.
Right. They've been crazy.
The only time you'd care, Wanda, is if they had money on it. You don't have money, so. Oh, well. But make sure you file your return to get your stimulus. Did you get your stimulus money?
I haven't filed. I don't have all my stuff yet.
Okay, but did you get your stimulus last year, your $1,200?
I need to get. I didn't get it all, so I need to file that.
All right, good enough. Well, if you need help, let us know.
Okay.
Thanks, Wanda.
Sure.
Bye-bye, dear. Okay, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. Text us at 716-8030930. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with your calls on the other side. The Bills are making it happen now. Let's hope that they win tomorrow. Wouldn't that be great? I'm telling you. Would that mean that they go to the Super Bowl?
That would mean they go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, but that would be a heartbreaker. I don't know if I could do another loss at the
Yes,
Super Bowl.
yes, you could.
But we'll win this year.
All right, we gotta win. Anyway, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. All of our offices are open. We want to help you. I will tell you, don't assume. What is in a tax return this year is mind-boggling. I just had a lady that came in this morning. We did the earned income credit. on her 2019 income because her 2020 income was less. So she got to use 2019 to do her earned income credit, and she had taken money out of her 401k plan because she was so broke because of the pandemic. So then I got to spread it out over 3 years, and there was no penalty. I mean, there are so many things. Self-employed people don't have to pay 6.2% of their FICA for 2 years. They can fend it off. It's just unbelievable. It's out there. It's just unbelievable. All right. So what do we got?
We got a few texts. It says, my state unemployment ran out on the start of the federal 11-week 300 extension. Can I get that?
I don't know. If you're, I don't know.
It sounds like you'd have to start a new claim.
It does sound like maybe he'd have to start a new claim. So,
what do you think, Chris?
I would say
don't know. I would
call unemployment and try starting a new
Good
claim.
luck with unemployment, but I'd do another claim and see what happens.
And then Esther, national debt now at least $28 trillion. Who is to pay this? Thank you, Mark.
I will tell you. My job is just to make sure I get people everything they're entitled to. My personal opinion is you can't believe what my personal opinion is. I mean, when you just Google financial global reset and look at what they got
Isn't
planned.
that in June or July?
In July. They're talking about resetting everything.
Wow, that sounds biblical.
So who's going to pay
proportions.
it? God knows. But right now, while there's still money, my job is to get you as much as I can. All right? So it sounds like fraud, unemployment.
I think he's talking about that lady who got that in the mail.
Oh,
yeah.
But
yeah.
if it's all zeros, you know. Okay, let's go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to John. Hi, John.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good.
All right, so I picked my mom up from Georgia in May.
Okay.
Last year. She didn't get the first round of stimulus because she was a dependent on my little brother's tax return.
Uh-huh.
My question is, if I don't claim my mom as a dependent, will she at least get that second stimulus?
All right, so when Mom does her return, just because she was claimed on your brother's return doesn't mean that she won't get her $1,200. So she's going to get her $1,200 from when your brother claimed her, plus the $600. She's got to file a return.
But she doesn't normally file.
But the only way she's going to get it is to file. So
she'll
should
file this year.
She's going to file this year. She's going to do the recovery rebate, and she's going to get $1,800 plus whatever else they're going to give away down the pike.
Okay, well, then I'll have to bring her in with me because I always have EG tax and she doesn't.
And it's $25. It's
for your mom.
Very reasonable for her.
Okay, fantastic.
Thanks, John.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. Our text number is 716-8030930. Okay. Also, and I think I alluded to it. If you took money out of your IRA, your 401k, because of COVID, you lost your job, your bills, you were behind, or whatever, you don't have to claim all that income on this year's return. You can make an election to spread it out over 3 years.
That is
great.
And there's no penalty.
And if you pay it back, it's completely tax-free within the 3-year period.
Right. You would amend the return that you claimed a third of it and get that back.
Right. And then the other thing is, remember, starting this year, in 2021, we're back to doing required minimum distributions.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
So if you're age 72 or older, you have to start taking a minimum amount out of your IRAs and pension plans that you're not withdrawing on. And the penalty for failure to do that is 50% of the money that you should have taken out. You can get around that, though. I asked somebody yesterday, I know you got to do your RMD. Are you somebody that gives to charity? And they said, yes, we do. And I said, why don't you do the charitable rollover so that you can take it out of your RMD and roll it directly over your charity? You fulfill the RMD requirement, and it's a way that the charity gets the money and you get a full benefit for it.
Right.
Which reminds me, people got if you give to charity, you can take up to $300 as an adjustment.
Right, on page 1 of the 1040, it's right after the adjustment line. There is the $300 for charity this year. So cash, check, Visa, or clothing qualifies, just not property. So you can do up to $300.
Right. Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the phones. And we have Dolores. Hey, Dolores, how can we help you? Hello?
Is Frank fixing something? Okay, now
she's good. All right. Dolores, how can we help you?
Oh, are you talking to me?
I am. If you're Dolores, I'm talking to you.
Thank you so much. I have a question. I thought I misheard that, correct me.
Yes.
Income, and I'm past 75 or 80. I don't know how old I am. I always forget. Anyway, can I take the money that I earn part-time and put it into an IRA?
Yes, you can.
Yay.
That's another change. I mean, the truth is there's so many changes in the law that, I'd need a 5-hour show to put everything in. If you're, regardless of your age now, as long as you have wages or self-employment income, you can contribute to an IRA. So you can put $7,000, your wages up to $7,000 into an IRA, Dolores.
Really?
Really?
If you've already paid, do you put it into a Roth, or do you just put it into an IRA?
You can do a traditional or you can do a Roth, whichever would work better for you. But do you have another source of income?
Well, retirement and Social Security.
How much is your retirement, not your Social Security?
Let me see. How much is it? I don't know.
Are you getting a lot of money? Who's paying you? Is it from your own investments, or are you a New York State retiree?
No, I'm not a New York State retiree. I held off on the 2020 draw. How much you do in terms of how much.
Okay, so let me just say this. Are you single lady?
Yes.
Okay, so you have your standard deduction plus being over 65. So her standard deduction is about how much?
It's going to be $14,050, $14,060.
All right, so the first, let's say $15,000 is going to be tax free. So if you put into a Roth, then when you take it out, you're not going to pay taxes anyway. So it all depends on how much your total income is, and if you put the money into a traditional IRA, you might not even get any benefit for that as well. So I don't even know if it'd be something you want to look at necessarily.
Take it out. It was like $37,000 that I had to draw on my IRA or something.
Your RMD is $37,000?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe you should look at putting your money into a Roth then.
I think she should call us.
Yeah. Why don't you give us a jingle so we can talk more in depth, because really we don't want you to financially undress here on the radio. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Dolores, have a great day.
632-7886. Some text I want to get to. It says that guy is insistent that the unemployment lady who called, it's fraud, and she should call 1-888-209-8124. Again, 888-209-8124.
The lady with all zeros at the bottom. I mean,
right.
Somebody that's fraud when it's all zeros. I don't know. Okay,
and then,
what else we got?
Go Bills. This is from
Yay.
Travis in Edmond, Oklahoma. He says, I love your show.
Oh, thank you, Edmund.
And then,
Travis.
This is sort of a repeat. Can I still get 3 weeks of unemployment from over the past summer? My HR person kept giving me the runaround, and now she is no longer there.
No, you can't go back that far to get that unemployment from last summer.
That's
unfortunately.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and wanted to quickly talk today about should you move money to a Roth? And it all depends. You really
last caller.
Like everything that we talk about, it all depends on your particular situation. If you do not have a major pension from another company that like the state of New York or something like that, then your standard deduction, which keeps going up, it's like $15,000 now if you're over 65, if you're single, almost $30,000 if you're filing a joint return. All that first layer is going to be tax-free. So if you moved money over to a Roth, let's say $300,000 from a traditional to a Roth, and you pay $100,000 in taxes to do that, then you're only left with $200,000 left. And if you were going to be withdrawing the money yourself every year, and it's under the minimum filing requirement or under the amount that you'd have to pay in taxes, you actually shot yourself in the foot. You paid $100,000 in taxes, taxes, and you're not saving anything on the Roth. So you have to think about
Esther,
it.
I just want to say that the texter who said it was fraud works for unemployment insurance, so they would definitely know it's fraud.
All right. Sorry. Well, that's good.
They would definitely know,
so
and thank you.
Call. Make sure she calls.
Thanks for being part of our family
thank you.
and sharing with our other family.
Thank you. We love it when our family.
I
comes
knew I
together.
had to cut you off because you are so great with information.
Well, I mean, but the whole thing
Sort of
is
like great with child.
Some people are going to make out by putting money into a Roth. Many people who especially have no other pension plan will not make out because they're going to end up paying all these taxes up front. You have to work it out both ways.
Do you want me to read this text
Yes.
really quick? I did Instacart this year and made a fair amount of money. I've kept most of it in the bank because I didn't know how much I'm going to be taxed. Can I make the maximum $7,500 to my IRA before Uncle Sam puts
$7,000.
$7,000
If you're over the age of 59.
So how much are they going to pay if they got most of it?
All
they
right, so
saved?
if you're Instacart, means you're self-employed, you're going to do a Schedule C and a Schedule SE. On the SE, they're going to let you defer the 6.2% FICA for
You're
2
right.
years.
That's cool.
All right, so there's that.
That's cool.
And you get to take all your travel that you drove around in your Instacart
Yeah,
as an expense.
deferring the
And
self-employment.
then what else we
Cool.
got here? Oh, I guess I got
Frank
to
is
shut up.
saying,
Frank
go
says
Bills.
hang up. All right, I'm Esther Gillius, the tax lady. We'll talk to you during the week. Give us a call if you need the best tax help. Thank you for listening.